on the same level of competition because they've been doing well against the lower league teams, but against the higher league teams, we got Vitality, Barcelona, all of those teams, they've been struggling. So we'll see if they can really keep up that pace against TSM, a team that's so defensive.
Wow, what a save to get that one away. They got it off the backboard for free. Reciprocity, they had a great start, but the defense of TSM stands up strong on the goal line. I believe that ball was halfway in. We do have Reciprocity in the orange as they loft this one. Metzenaris out to Remco. TSM is in the blue, a best of 5. Now Fruity to try and set this one up, see if he can connect with Chaussette. Magnus, he'll find that clear, no problem. Farah demolished in his own backfield. And now Remco demolished, just demos all over the place. Metzenaris into the corner. There's Remco, but Farah beats him. Magnus up here and on this high side. Fruity misses. Metzenaris should hit this, and that's TSM on the board first.
Magnus, this is what I love to see from him every single time TSM is doing well. It's him being the catalyst, the guy who can make the best assist on the team, set up his teammates perfectly, and he does it just there against Reciprocity for Metza, because that's what we want to see from Magnus, slot into that playmaker role where he can set everybody up. And I think that the more that he gets involved, the much better TSM are going to look.
Metzenaris and Magnus, side-by-side teammates for so long in Rocket League. It's been wonderful, even in a losing effort, to watch them play together again here in Season 9.
Yeah, a legendary duo.
Remco tries to drop this down. Fruity's airborne. Magnus will break it up. Now Farah into a corner. And a long clear for Remco. Metzenaris will chase this one. Chaussette should have it first, and he does. Now Farah. Try and slow play this one around the corner. Shut down by Magnus. Here comes Fruity looking for a shot in the equalizer. Couldn't find the double tap, but Farah catches all the defense flat-footed. His shot's off the post and out. Now Magnus with a miss in the midfield. Here's Chaussette to turn it around. Metzenaris will try to connect with Magnus. Actually chases it himself. It's broken up by Fruity.
I'm starting to get a little bit worried here from Reciprocity. The one thing I've noticed so far about their season has really been their shooting percentages and their just accuracy on the net. They've been doing a great job all season long to set up these plays, go for demos, open up space for Chaussette. When it comes down to the finishing, it's not there. I mean, Chaussette alone, out of 108 shots, has only scored 18 goals. So I feel like the more they can find accuracy, everything will start going their way.
They've had a few good looks this game that have gone and hit posts or been saved on the goal line. We'll see if they can step up that accuracy as we're here at halftime, and it's still just TSM. Chaussette demolished in his own back third, but nice pass play, quick and tight one there from Reciprocity, gets it out and into the blue. Now Metzenaris just trying to hold on to this, but he's all out of boost. Gets it down to the ground, bounces off his hood once, and now towards the backboard. Chaussette to Fruity is a nice connection, and they'll take that one up and onto the backboard of TSM. Now back down, here's Chaussette looking for a shot. 3 misses. Farah's got an open net. Can he find the shot? No, he just couldn't get any power on it towards the goal. TSM now to the corner. Remco airborne to the edge. Magnus back down, trying to get it through 2, not gonna happen. Now lofted, here's Metzenaris on the chase. Remco in this corner, can he get it back out? Looks for the shot himself, and Chaussette shuts him down. Metzenaris demolished, will spawn back on defense. Magnus and Remco try to work together here. Metzenaris still won't quite be up. He gets demolished again, twice in a row. Remco with a flip reset. No, he didn't get it, or didn't use it, rather. And now Fruity through the air. Over to Farah, looking for Chaussette. Nice pass plays from Reciprocity. It's to the outside. Again, no threat here as they look for passes once more. Oh,
that's open.
Metzenaris, that's in. The defense is wide, and Metzenaris recognizes it. 2-0 now TSM.
And this came directly off of a great chance for Reciprocity. They moved the ball down the field great. They had a solid attempt on net, but their possession just got turned over so quickly that TSM was able to find a gap in defense, the slower rotation, and now they go up 2-0 in a game that really should be all in favor for Reciprocity.
Reciprocity has not been able to get this through the posts. Again, a few decent opportunities. I've liked their attempts, and I've liked their midfield setups.
It's just
the positioning has been there. It's just the shooting. You're right. Here's this another opportunity. This one blocked. Metzenaris gets himself a savior medal. Remco now with the dribble. Chaussette gets it off his hood, and this one looks like it's on target. Oh, just too high. and Metzenaris didn't even make contact. Now Magnus out for the blocks. This one drops dangerous. Metzenaris and Remco bump into each other. Can Reciprocity make use of the misplay? There's Farah through one. Remco can't make it happen. Now Chaussette onto the backboard. Fruity upboard up against Magnus. They get this one out, and now a counterattack, and Remco get there in time. Puts it on target, and Farah gets the block. But they don't need another goal right now. Reciprocity has to find a way through this defense. Let's just stop them at every point. Farah finally, it's off the post and in. 19 seconds left. Reciprocity has a chance.
This initial touch from Magnus, I like the idea of throwing it into the corner, but he just gave away possession so quickly. You want to try and find that lip of the corner where it can just roll up, stall, waste more time for your teammates. He doesn't do the best job, but Reciprocity, they do an even better job of positioning themselves right where he's going to hit it. They gain possession and then move the ball right in front of the net. They've got 15 seconds. It's possible.
That's Naris keeping the pressure on. Here's Remco to try and take away that opportunity. A long clear, Farah chases, and it's all up to Magnus. He gets in the nice boom all the way to the corner. Remco will bump Fruity. This one should break up their opportunities, but they'll try to hold on to it. There's nobody in this corner for them. Magnus has got to pass one. Chaussette now up, and then he beats him. This one will drop. It's 2 wall bounces, 3 wall bounces. What? No way. Farah tries to keep this alive, and surely it touches now. But no, he gets the dribble. Tries to hand it to Chaussette. No, I didn't believe either. TSM take game 1.
I like the little handoff that they were going for towards the end there. That was, if there was any like literal handoff in Rocket League, that was the best attempt I think we've ever seen. They literally contact each other car to car. But TSM, man, I mean, this was a great match so far for them. And the difference really between both these teams is just how efficient you are with taking advantage of those opportunities. Reciprocity, we were talking about it, their shots were just not at all close to the net. They hit the post multiple times. They did a good job of moving the ball down the field and passing, but when it came down to that finishing shot, I felt like Chaussette and Fruity both missed a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, for sure. That last little pass there, it's funny. I think that had they been facing the same direction, it probably would have worked. It was the fact that he's like driving into Chaussette. Yeah. Chaussette's like, I'm not driving the same direction. This is not how physics work.
I don't think they were ready.
No, I think it could have been fun. Could have been fun if they pulled it off there. But Metzenaris gets both the goals. Magnus gets both the assists, and Remco, he helps. He's there on the rotation.
I definitely think that's a good thing, because Remco this whole season long, I mean, the man coming into this weekend had 76% goal participation. I think really right now what I want to see from TSM is mostly just Magnus doing all of the playmaking work, because Remco so far, he's been always that guy who's been aggressive and getting the challenges, but I feel like he fails a lot to set up his teammates, and he fits better as the third man back. So this is great to see. I love the playstyle of having Magnus kind of be aggressive and getting those setups, and that's really what I want to see them continue to go with as the series progresses.
Well, here we go into game 2. Reciprocity struggled to get the offense really hopping in game number 1. And a nice setup from Magnus. Here comes Remco looking for a crazy angle. He was didn't have the flight for it. Now Metzenaris with an attempt. Remco gets the demolition on a Farah. And Magnus will keep this one in the orange. Reciprocity been trapped this first 20 seconds. Finally break out into the blue. 2 players over on this wall. Metzenaris gets the kill on 1. Chaussette gets it through 2. And now it's all up to Magnus. He gets this one nice and high to block any follow-up attempts, and now tries to dribble it. But Farah, one more challenge, sets it up for Fruity into the corner again, and Magnus has to clear to his own corner. Farah takes a shot from just in front of the corner. Magnus gets it out to Metzenaris, and do they finally transition out? Get it across that midfield line. Remco will try to move up and maintain control. A nice bounce. Does it go to Metzenaris? No. Fruity and Farah will tag team this one back across, and both teams with opportunities and with possession in enemy territory, but no really meaningful looks at the net just yet.
Yeah, I mean, Reciprocity, they're doing what they did last game. They're keeping possession, solid passing around the ball. Mixing it up a little bit, but how are you going to defend against Magnus, who's really feeling on fire right now?
Look at that, just plays it off of his butt.
Wow.
And finds a second touch to beat Chaussette. Well done to Magnus.
And he spun his car to perfectly get that soft hit, like you said, off the back, and keeping that control and that possession to where it's a lot closer to him, so he can get the second touch. Magnus, that was an insane play.
And he's got a 3rd goal here for TSM in this series. Only 1 been scored so far by Reciprocity. Now Fruity back down. Chaussette onto the edge. Here's Fruity looking for it. Nearly gets it, but just wide again. That time the defense got a little bit involved, made his shot difficult, but still, you want to see those shots on target. And now the touch back in front of the box. Farah lofted nice and high. Magnus will try to adjust here. Beats Chaussette to the ball. Farah towards the goal. Metanaris with an attempt. Remco over to the edge. Fruity with the shot, and this time it's in. The Meteors rain, and we got a tie game.
At this point, if you're just going to keep hitting the post and the crossbar, just take out a player and make it easy for yourself. Farah, we're getting little flashbacks to last season. He had so many demos per game. Now he's kind of implementing that style a bit here. It's a good switch up of the pace as well, because if you're not figuring out how to shoot, just take out the goalkeeper.
Yeah, for sure. It's so difficult to hit those upper 90s, those difficult high percentage placement shots.
Yeah.
So if you remove the goalie, it makes it significantly simpler. You can just shoot center mass, and even that's still a little bit wide. It works out here. Now TSM needing to find a way to get that lead back. And so far this series has been a lot of Reciprocity on offense. Seen a few moments from TSM, but generally Reciprocity's held ball control in the midfield.
I think that's what their game plan really is too, and then that way they can have Farah be a little bit more confident with going for those demos, those overextension, because you know you have possession, and a lot of that boost stolen.
Oh, a double commit and not the best of clears. TSM with an opportunity. Here comes Metanaris, just sends the shot himself, blocked by one. Magnus will try to make the attempt, but Farah gains control and now looks for a counterattack. Magnus has to make a save, rather. Fruity onto the backboard. Metanaris back out, falls on it himself. He's got 36 boost, just enough to chase it, but not enough to gain control. Farah will just clear it nice and long near the ceiling. Fruity keeps it in the corner. Read from Magnus behind all the TSM player, all the Reciprocity players. Farah, a long one. Remco will play to the corner. A savior medal for him here with 1:48 left to go.
Things are really coming down to the wire, and I think you have to pay attention a lot to TSM's clears and where they're really trying to find each other on the forward, offensive transition, because if they're not finding each other and using their own teammates to clear this ball out, the pressure is just going to be too overwhelming for them, and Reciprocity are going to end up taking the lead here.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely have gotten a few monster clears behind enemy lines, but there was just nobody in position to make use of them. You got to be connecting with each other. Just getting it out of your half isn't good enough at this level of play. Metanaris with an attempt to Magnus. Now Fruity up. Metanaris will get it past him. And Farah, he finds a clear in enemy territory, but Magnus is right there. His touch goes to Chaussette. Now it's airborne. Remco versus Farah. Farah will get all of it. Metanaris get this back to midfield, but there's Fruity. 1 minute remaining. All three players from Reciprocity in TSM territory. It's Magnus versus Farah. Goes up and back down into the box. Remco with a miss.
Oh.
Fruity didn't expect it, was kind of hoping just to move on out. Instead hits his brakes as he hesitates to try and understand, is there any way he can make the shot? Reciprocity won't score on that drive. Fruity underneath one, now up against Metanaris. The second challenge not as good. Chaussette demolished. And Farah's got to quickly adjust here. 30 seconds left, tied up at 1 apiece. Reciprocity trying to tie the series.
Good patience. Final 25. I mean, both teams, they've held defenses strong. Mostly TSM, they've been on the back foot this entire time. I really want to see them transition this ball. They could just get a simple redirect. That's what their first goal was from Magnus. Just somebody carrying it out of the defensive end. They can do it again. They just got to be patient.
Fruity and Farah right on top of each other with 7 seconds left. Overtime seems likely. Remco keeps his ball moving laterally.
Nice touch.
It's behind the back line. It's not going to matter. Overtime in game 2. TSM hoping to get that 2-game lead here. Or Reciprocity's trying to force game 4.
That's passing.
Over to Magnus. Set up high, Chaussette. In the midfield. That one's past Farah. This one also behind Fruity. He's got to play to his own corner. Nobody from TSM in a great spot to make use of it. Farah demolished, and Chaussette will just be freed to move up. Magnus now losing control. Farah tries to trap and catch this. This one neutralized in the Reciprocity corner. Remco's shot just barely. Not going to be good as Chaussette just guides it off to the corner. Now Magnus looking to get it through. Metanaris around the corner. Fruity with 1 block and now 2 over the top of Remco. Farah and Fruity right on top of each other. Miscommunication galore, but does it work? It gets it into the corner. Magnus will be able to deflect this one in the first minute of overtime. Going to come and go here without either team managing to get it in.
The positional spacing from a lot of Reciprocity, they're so close together, and I feel like the communication, like you said, Wave, is coming out a little bit lopsided because they keep running over each other and really not giving anybody space. And I think that's a big issue so far that Reciprocity have been dealing with the past few series, excuse me. But now, Fruity on the dribble. Almost has a solid shot, and they've just hammered a lot of the defensive end. There it is, finally, shot set off the pass from Farah.
What a nice screen here. You see Magnus definitely reading Farah, trying to go for that shot. Doesn't see Shawset coming up for the shot. And a beautiful dual threat option there gives Reciprocity the win, and they tie up the series.
And that little touch from Farah almost works as like a fake, because you see him get a tiny little touch, and Magnus in net, he thinks that's the final shot. He doesn't think anybody's going to be aggressive. But here comes Shawset out of nowhere, just to pound it in, and it really just disguised what that initial pass was going to be. Yeah,
the misdirection from Reciprocity is how they are able to beat TSM here. And you know, you wouldn't think that you would need like a kind of a trick play like that to beat TSM, given how their season's been going. But every single one of these players has the drive and the skill to win at the Rocket League Championship Series level. And they're finally starting to string together some power here at the end of the season as they're trying to avoid that 10th spot. Again, if they were to lose out here, Monaco would also have to win for them to lose that. They can drop into that 10th spot here. Monaco yet to find a win here in RLCS, but TSM would love to not leave it up to Monaco's fate. They would like to be able to get those wins themselves. They've got 2 more opportunities here, and this is one of them.
I mean, this is a huge game. Avoiding that auto relegation, I mean, you have got to be shaking right now if you're TSM, because this is so important. Everybody right now, all these players, I mean, Remco specifically, he's been in Elite Play, I think, every season. Somebody who's not even used to really falling down to the rival series at all, or dealing with a lot of obstacles in that regard. So a huge series for them. And Reciprocity, they're starting to, you know, fire up a little bit. I thought the positioning was a little bit out of place, communication. They were kind of running over each other a bit. But with TSM's defense and passive style, you know, that's okay so long as you can keep finding space on the field.
Well, we're all tied up at 1 game apiece. Metzenaris looking for an early goal in game 3. Is this one a very decisive game? The winner will have match point as we go into game 4. And Magnus onto the wall. There's Remco. Shawset sends it high. Metzenaris, a nice adjustment. It's got enough boost to reach it. Farah sends it back to midfield, and Magnus now back. Metzenaris may use the rest of that boost to drop it down. And now Magnus refilling the tanks. It's just been Metzenaris and Magnus just kind of going back and forth here on offense. Remco lurking around that midfield line, but he's going to leave this one as it kind of goes over his head. And now he'll have to move in. Metzenaris demolished. It's time for Remco to shine. He tries to get through one in the corner, doesn't make contact. Metzenaris drops it back down towards the goal. And Shawset will pick it up, carried over 1. Remco gets enough of a block, and Metzenaris will tuck it away, but there's Farah's shot to the far side. He's not going to miss that one. Reciprocity's got a lead in regulation.
Hats off to Shawset. He almost delayed that challenge a bit so he could get the dunk, set up Farah. Metza was put in an uncomfortable situation where he had to get a touch there. Shawset, the air dribble into a solid 50, and that's the kind of defensive transition that we've been missing from Shawset, from Reciprocity, where he'll take the dribble, he'll take it slower, keep it close to himself, get it 50, and then set up his teammates. And now he's doing it again. Look at him. The repetition of that style sets up Farah. It's all connecting now for Reciprocity.
Reciprocity starting to look strong as Shawset and Farah connect once more. They catch the defense open. Yeah, same exact similar situation there. The defense in slightly different positions, but it works out the same. Reciprocity able to get up by 2. They had yet to lead in regulation, and now they've got the biggest lead of the series. Shawset waits. Gets Remco as far out of position as possible. Now gets the dribbles on Metzenaris. He's got Farah to work with once more, trying the pass plays again. This time they don't make use of the backboard, and this time TSM's defense does get in the way, but Fruity will find the shot, and they constantly are catching them. The defense looking like Swiss cheese.
Now this all stemmed really from that duo of Farah and Shawset in the corner, doing what they do best, giving goes, pass backs, and really just making the defense of TSM crumble. This is about time that we've seen all this offensive pressure force TSM in an uncomfortable situation. Now Fruity's getting some demos. Things are getting more aggressive, more confidence is starting to surge through their veins on Reciprocity.
Fruity sets this up. Here comes Farah to finish it off. 4-0. Reciprocity starting to run away with game number 3.
And now they're really starting to feel themselves, but it's the TSM defense. Metzenaris needs to get a touch there. An unfortunate situation for the last two defenders where they thought Metze was going to get some kind of a hit, some kind of a clear, at least stall out so they could get in a better position. No contact comes out. And now we've got 3 minutes, 4 goals already for Reciprocity.
This is definitely a difficult situation for TSM.
Yeah.
A 4-goal comeback. Unprecedented in RLCS. Sfera will stretch it to the corner, and really, I mean, it's the TSM's defense looked great in games 1 and 2.
Yeah,
they were always
doing a really good job.
They were constantly getting in the way, especially in the midfield, just breaking up opportunities, and then they were benefiting a bit from inaccuracy. The inaccuracy has not really been the problem for Reciprocity here in game 3, but then again, the shots have been taken have been pretty simple. They haven't really had to work hard on the shooting department. They've been shooting just straight at the center of the goal.
I mean, game 1, we were looking for a lot of TSM to get in front of those shots and deny any clears, then get solid touches out. And now I feel like they're already missing, a lot of those chances to put themselves in a spot to cut off the angle that's going towards the net. And even here, Magnus, he gets a big miss. They can continue pressure now for Reciprocity, and it just keeps the starvation on. They're feeling really desperate for goals, and Reciprocity, they just got to keep themselves calm, cool, and collected, and they've got this game in the bag.
Here's Metzenaris. Trying to push it through, gets it in front of the box. There's Remco looking for it to get their offense started. With 1:45 left to go, 4 goals. An insane task, but you got to get it started at some point. And honestly, for TSM, just for morale, I think getting any goal on the board is going to be helpful.
Yeah,
break up a little bit of momentum here. There's a decent chance this team is... Yeah, there's a decent chance TSM's already kind of chalked this one up to a loss. And they're already using this time to start thinking about what needs to change here in game 4. And honestly, for me, I don't know what you feel, Turtle, but I feel like just making sure they're communicating well on defense and not leaving themselves some simple openings is the only thing that I really see being a problem here in game 3.
Yeah, I mean, for as much as I love and respect a lot of the players on TSM, I think sometimes that passive play style is really inconsistent with where you can be aggressive. Because a lot of times I'll see from TSM, both players on defense, there's 2 people back a lot of the times. And while that might seem like a safe bet, sometimes your communication, like you said, Wave, it's so much harder to figure out who's going to challenge. And then you end up just having 2 people in no man's land waiting for the other person to challenge. Communication doesn't come out, and you're just stuck, letting the other team run around you, take possession, take boost, and starve you out. And I think for TSM, maybe just be a little bit more confident. Just throw yourself at the ball as much as you can. I think if they even just start to ball chase a bit, it might even be more helpful, because they just seem to always have 2 people back waiting in case, a challenge goes horribly, and they're just a little bit negative with how they perceive things.
Shaw set, working the pass. Metzenaris trying to shut this one down in the final 10 seconds, just looking for any sort of goal here in garbage time. Help pad the stats a little bit. It's Magnus on the wall, not going to make it happen there, and that game will cleanly and simply go to Reciprocity.
That's
Reciprocity, definitely, I've been saying this since the beginning of the season, and honestly with this team in general, when Farah is on point, when Farah is scoring and his accuracy is good, this team is easily one of the best teams in the world. He gets himself a hat trick here in game 3.
I mean, Farah, he always has his moments where he can really step up, not only as the team captain of, the communication in-game. I feel like if this team is to adapt and change their play style, it's going to be from him, the high IQ strategies from the Airbus himself. And Farah, like you said, whenever he's feeling good, feeling confident, he'll get those demos. He'll start to make a lot of plays. And this game, we saw a lot of passing plays from Chaussette that were opening up space for Farah to be that shooter that, you talked about that you wanted to see.
Yeah, for sure. Fruity here got the pass to Farah on this final 4th shot, but the first 2 were both from Chaussette. A wonderful team effort, no solo plays here. And I mean, this is a team that, Reciprocity was a team that we kind of knew, like, they have, like, good solo players like Farah and Chaussette, these guys that can string it together by themselves if they want, but I love seeing them work with together. It makes their life is so much easier when you don't have to think about beating the whole team by yourself. Just think about, I just got to beat this one guy and then get a pass. Farah will be there for the shot. Reciprocity looked deadly here in game 3. In game 4, if TSM can't seem to find, I think TSM will sort things back out. I think those were some early mistakes that let that game get out of hand. We should have a more competitive game 4 here, but man, Reciprocity looking strong.
Yeah, I think TSM, they got to get the mentality better, because right now they just started out that last game a little bit rough, but now they got a clean slate. This is their chance. They got to start out really strong here if they want to have, you know, any sort of momentum to build off of, because, you know, they got pretty much completely denied. We saw barely any offense from them. And for Reciprocity, you just got to deny Chaussette from setting up his teammates.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, in game 2, like, TSM got started pretty early, but then Reciprocity were able to bring it right back. Fruity out to Farah here at the beginning of game 4. They continue on with each other. Fruity and Farah kind of bumping into each other in enemy territory. Now Chaussette's touches actually go to Farah onto the backboard. Magnus, quick adjustment. Will gain control. Take it over the top of one. Fruity deflects, and now Chaussette in for the shot. Does he make it to the far post? Excellent placement. The accuracy is there this time, and Chaussette gets Reciprocity on the board.
Again, Remco, he kind of turned away there in the corner, you know, denying the fact that he wanted to go for a clear. Somebody had to challenge the ball in the air. Magnus, he had an okay job getting the ball out into the midfield. But then we've got 2 players on defense from TSM where they're running back into the net trying to find a challenge. And you really want to be more aggressive in that situation. You can't give up space that easily. Reciprocity exploited.
First minute about to come to a close. Reciprocity with all they need to secure this series. TSM had a great stand in games 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Managed to take
Another
that
rough
first
start
one,
for
but
them.
Yeah, for sure. And but now they've got to find a way back into this series as they have no more lives. Remco with an opportunity. They get the bumps on the goalies as they're there. Magnus will find the shot, and that's the tie game. An excellent push in TSM. Bring it back.
Beautiful. This is what I'm talking about. Metza, a great challenge to Remco, and then he beats out the defender to open up space for Magnus. 3-man passing play, everybody getting involved. TSM, this is a great goal for them, and I think that's some really just a relieving thing, because they've been denied. But then a kick off goal, please. Come on, they had it, Wade.
They were right there. Remco's
no.
just doesn't quite read it, and Metzanaris just barely misses that ball. Like, Remco cheating up there isn't the end. It's Metzanaris just, whew, so close. Didn't make it happen.
That was like, they had all the pieces connected with that previous goal. Things were looking up, and then the kickoff goal just happens to him.
Yeah, and I mean, on the goal that they scored, I wasn't done geeking out about that one. Remco's pass onto the wall, so important. Fantastic. Where he placed it, because Farah's positioning. Oh, Metzanaris gets a stop. Chaussette's in to finish this one. That's a 2-goal lead now. Reciprocity's like, stop talking about the 1 goal of the losing team. We've got this series in the bag.
Magnus, you can't get the challenge. Metza's forced in a weird position, and you're right. Reciprocity, they don't even care about that one simple goal. They're just going to keep hammering the net and forcing out mistakes instead of having to create a great passing play. They're just going to make, you know, the defense look silly.
Like that was, yeah, you thought that pass was cool? Way fun, cool. Watch these shots.
Yeah, literally.
3:10 left to go.
And that's really been the theme, is just putting on as many shots as you can, waiting for TSM to make a defensive mistake, waiting for Metzanaris in that previous play to not get the proper save, or Magnus to get the proper challenge, and you take advantage of the space.
There's Remco with a shot from midfield. Is it wide? No, it's in. Congratulations. They've brought it back to 1 goal in. A nice, kind of lucky shot from Remco here.
Yeah, but the reaction time to follow that up off of Metza's challenge, that was a great finish and a strong position there as well. I like to see him actually push up forward, assuming that Metz is going to win the challenge.
Always feels good to score from your own half. Now, how do Reciprocity respond? They're looking for the kickoff goals again. Farah's shot just a bit high. Remco not in position. Fruity will be able to gain control. He's going to go up against Magnus, though, in the corner. Gets it over the top of him. It's dropping down, looks for the pass out, but Remco gets up in time. Now Farah sets it up for Chaussette. Back to the corner. Remco quickly turns around, but so does Farah, staying aggro, getting that half rotation going. And now Fruity up onto the wall. Magnus will pinch it and send it into the orange for a moment, but Chaussette's got a response. Slowly but surely, TSM starting to gain more control. They stave off that kickoff drive. We're across halftime. It's a 1-goal game. Remco and company not going out of this just yet. Magnus over 1.
There we go.
Tries. Here comes Remco, the pass in, but it's over Metzanaris' head. Here comes Reciprocity. Farah Gets it into the midfield, the rest of his team too far back, and now he's chasing Magnus, looking for the demolition. Chaussette beats it. Remco has to adjust quickly, gets it on the wall, but does get it past Farah. TSM will have an opportunity. Magnus tries the midfield, but can't gain control enough. Fruity's out of boost. He'll fake it out a little bit. There to the far side, Magnus is there. He'll have the first touch and get it into the corner. Looks for a second one. Chaussette's got him beat. Remco shuts him down. Back and forth. Both teams kind of alternating contact and neither really able to gain control despite it spending a lot of time in the Reciprocity half.
Yeah, we found ourselves in a clear battle where it seems like both teams don't really want to take the risk of possessing the ball in their defensive half off of the idea of maybe a poor 50-50. So instead, they're just going to clang the ball as far as they can down. But Remco off the backboard, almost. So close.
Magnus not there for the third attempt. Farah was already airborne as well. They'll get the clears, but here comes Betanaris looking for a double tap. Chaussette gets it away. Magnus with an opportunity. Oh, Remco goes for the bump on Farah and doesn't find him. Farah gets the clear, and now counterattack is the name of the game. Fruity down into the corner, gets it up there. Betanaris will shut him down. Farah airborne. He's got this one for free. Got half a tank of boost to work with. Can he find the ground pinch? Goes for it, and Magnus will get the stop. Now Remco.
40 seconds left.
Back to the edge. So close. Reciprocity trying to finish this one off here in game 4. Betanaris just dumps it in the midfield. Chaussette should have an empty net. Remco just respawned, but the shot is wide, and Chaussette couldn't find the follow-up. Now Chaussette with one more attempt here, looking for the double tap. Nearly gets it around that corner. Farah will stop it, keep it trapped in the blue. 15 seconds left. TSM going to try and push into the orange, but Fruity playing keep away, takes it to the sky, keeps it high for a long time, burns so much time off the clock. Remco setting up Magnus. There's the shot towards the back net, and Chaussette's got the clear. This one looks over Betanaris. A rough situation. He's got it back over to the edge. Fruity tries to stop it. Remco maybe in position, but no. Chaussette drops it down, and Reciprocity win it in 4.
A clean game from them and their defense. They were happy towards the end of this game just to play keep away or clear battle back and forth. Nobody really trying to possess the ball, and they were perfectly fine with that. And TSM, we almost saw Metza get a clutch read off the backboard. I remember the last season, he had so many of those where off the backboard, he gets the double touch. So close to getting the clutch goal. I believed in him. TSM, they definitely had a more rough series in terms of, goal scoring and opportunities, but they look strong. This is something that you can at least reflect on and have a lot to learn from and still continue to push forward, at least into their last match.
Yeah, no, I think that, had the season been different, had this been the first match of the season, we would have looked at this and been like, oh, look how strong TSM is. They're great. Look at how they were able to play up against Reciprocity. But with Reciprocity, again, you brought it up at the beginning, and I think it stayed true the entire series. When they're accurate, when they're able to put the shots dead on target, they're one of the best teams in the world, one of the best teams there in Europe. The pros thought they were the best team in Europe coming into the season there. 7 shots, 3 goals and 3 saves for Chaussette. An absolutely monster game there. Reciprocity will improve to 5-3. But we're not done yet today. We've got Singularity taking on Endpoint. Endpoint lost their series earlier today to drop to 2-5. Can they improve to 3-5 here as we're coming close to the end of league play? We'll find out after the break.